up?
What's up?
Haven't seen you in a while.
No one has survived.
Perhaps we will be the exception.
So Dr. Strange is at Christine's wedding, where Dr. West is rubbing the fact that Christine didn't marry him in his face.
But didn't he dump her?
Yeah, she was with him when he was at his lowest, and even when he was being a complete dick to her, she still gave him a chance to make it right. But instead, he decided to become a sorcerer and save the world.
Well, I mean, when you put it like that.
It's an easy call.
And so at the reception, he asks some really inappropriate questions and finds out that she didn't really want to be with him because he's a control freak.
You have to be the one holding the knife.
But he dumped her.
I know, but he never found anybody better, and she did. And he's only invited because her new husband has a man crush on him. But then, they hear some screams outside, and he jumps off the balcony.
This isn't a time for showing off, Strange.
You know, I sometimes just can't help myself.
He gets down to the street to see a bus being held up by absolutely nothing, so he does a decloaking spell to reveal a giant eyeball octopus monster.
Gross.
He opens the bus to see that there's only a teenage girl on board, and the monster's going after her.
Put these testicles all over me.
Tentacles. NT.
He sends the cloak of levitation to go get her, then saws the bus in half, and then gets knocked the fuck out. So then Wong shows up and has to protect her while the cloak tries to wake him up. It gets Wong, but the cloak gets the girl and takes her to a high-rise. So the monster throws a motorcycle at it and pins it on a fire escape and her on a ledge.
It's high. It's very high.
Wong and Strange get a hold of it while it climbs the building, and Christine's like, leave it to him to steal all the attention at my wedding.
Everything is about you. Yeah.
The cloak gets free and covers the eye, and then Dr. Strange stabs it with a streetlight. He floats down to the girl, but she grabs his sling ring and runs away. But Wong still has his, and they catch up to her. Strange tells her that he had a really weird dream about her, and she's like, oh, that wasn't a dream. We really did that stuff.
I don't even want to know!
Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you?
Maybe, I don't know.
Why am I the only person that has that dream?
So they were in this universe where there was a glowy book and a temple in the clouds. And Dr. Strange with a stupid looking ponytail and rogue streaks was trying to get to it with his new teenage sidekick. America! They're almost to the book when this giant burning spaghetti monster comes out and attacks them. Strange traps it into a rock bubble, but it starts to get out. So Strange decides to steal America's power, even though he knows it's going to kill her.
Yeah, see, we're not all bad.
But the monster stabs him and grabs her, but then her eyes start glowing, and she gets sucked into our universe. See, she has the power to travel the multiverse, but she doesn't know how to use her powers. She just knows that when she gets really scared, bam, she's somewhere else.
No. Wham!
So she wasn't really scared when an eyeball with tentacles attacked her.
I guess not. But they don't believe her, who knows why, so she shows him Ponytail Strange's body. They figure out that this isn't sorcery, this is witchcraft. So Strange goes to see Wanda, but she thinks he's there to punish her for what she did in Westview.
Okay, so maybe I went a little too dark there. But they'll be fine.
But he's like, I don't give a crap that you kidnapped an entire town and played with them like dolls. I need your help. But she pulls America's name out of her ass, and he realizes that she already knew what was going on before he even got there. So she's like, crap, I'm really bad at lying. And then she reveals that she's been living in a wasteland.
That's the Book of the Damned.
See, when she took the Darkhold, she basically damned herself. He tries to reason with her, but I don't know why he would think logic would work when he knows she's basically possessed.
She's got the Darkhold, and the Darkhold has her.
He says that America's just a kid, and they should try to protect her. But Wanda says that she's dangerous, and she shouldn't be allowed to just run around.
Well, this sounds familiar.
They don't grant visas to weapons of mass destruction.
She's a kid.
Give me a break!
Wanda says that she wants to take America's powers for herself, so that way she can get her fake kids back. She says that they exist in every other universe, and because every dream she has is about them, she's pretty much obsessed.
All of this is for the children.
For the children.
Plus, she's also pissed off at Steven because he gave Thanos the Time Stone, and that's how he re-killed Vision.
Hey, don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband can die twice.
So she says that she's going after America no matter what. So he can either give her up, or she's going all Scarlet Witch on his magical ass. So he goes back and prepares Kamar-Taj for her arrival. Wong tells everybody that the Scarlet Witch is super evil.
And it's prophesized to either rule or annihilate the cosmos.
That can be harmful.
They're like, if she gets America's power, she could fuck up the whole multiverse. So it's really important that we stop her.
Well, why didn't they just portal her away?
I guess they think that Wanda's gonna be magically watching her or some shit, because it already seems like she knows everywhere she goes.
Fully functioning time-space GPS.
So she shows up, and they put shields up, but she can't get in. At least, until she gets into some guy's head, and it all goes to shit. She starts slaughtering sorcerers left and right until Dr. Strange puts her in a puzzle box that gets sharper every time she tries to escape. He gets back to America and tries to open a portal, but it won't work.
Your magic's no good here.
And because he put Wanda in the mirror dimension, she starts using the reflections to grab people.
Is that how mirrors work?
They try to cover up the reflections, but Wanda travels through a gong, and then she does that really annoying mom thing where she shows people pictures of her kids without them asking.
That's what every mother does.
No one wants that.
And it seems like they're the same age no matter what reality they're in. The age that she killed them.
So all the multiverses are on the same time?
Maybe, but her plan is to go to another dimension and kill herself there so she can just take over her life. So she starts taking America's power. But Dr. Strange grabs her and they travel through a bunch of different universes. And they end up in this very eco-friendly universe. And then after he throws up, he asks America to take him back to save Wong.
But didn't you say that they can't let Wanda get her no matter what?
Well, yeah, but Wong's his friend, so he's willing to risk it. So after they get some food, they go looking for this universe's Doctor Strange in hopes that he'll be able to help them. But they find out that he's dead, and Mordo invites him in for tea. They tell Mordo that the Scarlet Witch has the Darkhold, and he's like, we have our Darkhold locked up because we know how dangerous that shit is. And then he tells him that their Wanda can possess this world's Wanda and come after him. This is called dreamwalking, and it means that she can come at them with the full power of the Scarlet Witch.
Your power exceeds that of the Sorcerer Supreme.
But he says he's not worried about it and drugs them and takes them prisoner.
What's in that tea?
Wanda then takes over the Wanda of that universe and is immediately ready to ditch her kids alone at night to go find America. But they want her to listen to a stupid song about them wanting ice cream, even though they just finished eating some, and that isn't enough for her to reconsider being a mother.
This is why I never had kids.
Back at Kamar-Taj, this one sorcerer destroys the Darkhold and she dies. Now Wanda is pissed. She levitates all of the sorcerers who survived and makes Wong watch as she tortures them, until he tells her that they can go to the place where the Darkhold was made, where they have the original spells. Dr. Strange wakes up to America banging and screaming for someone to talk to her, but the scientists are just ignoring her. Then Strange starts talking, and it turns out that Christine is running the lab, and is all like, yeah, we have to quarantine you. You could be infected with God knows what. And it seems that in every universe, they like having see-through jail cells that don't have bathrooms.
There's a bucket in the corner.
She also says that she's in charge of numbering the universes, and put her own in the 800s, but somehow called the timeline that we know 616, which is also the number that Mysterio used.
This is Earth, Dimension 616. I'm from Earth 833.
It's not a coincidence.
Wait, was this a coincidence?
He tries to manipulate her into letting them go, but she does have a point.
He's dirty.
Then Mordo comes in and tells him that it's time to see the Illuminati. Then he lets him out to breathe his germs all over him. But he does have Ultron guards with him, so I guess it'll all be okay. Meanwhile, Wong has taken Wanda to this place called Wondergore, and these big monsters come out and bow to Wanda, and she starts to dreamwalk again.
Mommy will be right back.
And this is happening as the Illuminati, basically the leaders of all the superhero groups, are telling him how bad dreamwalking is. And they're all being dicks to him, except this dude Black Bolt, who won't even talk to him. Peggy Carter became Captain Carter and throws her shield at him, and this dude Reed Richards tells him how dangerous an incursion can be. That's when two universes collide and can be caused by dreamwalking. Then Captain Marvel, who in this universe is Maria Rambeau, tells him that they can handle Wanda if she dreamwalks.
So the scariest person in the whole multiverse is doing the scariest thing in the whole multiverse with the scariest book in the whole multiverse, and they don't think it's a problem?
I guess not. But then Professor Xavier shows up and tells him that their Doctor Strange read the Darkhold, became evil, and killed a world.
Everyone in that reality died. Everyone.
They then killed him and pretended he was a hero. And it turns out that Black Bolt doesn't talk because he has like this supersonic voice or some shit, and that'll kill anyone in front of him. But collectively, they're like, if one Doctor Strange is bad, then maybe they all are. So we're just not going to trust you.
But this one hasn't had the Darkhold.
Well, they don't want to trust this Doctor Strange because theirs was a control freak who didn't want to work with others. Kind of a running theme in this story.
Didn't he already learn that lesson?
No. Doctor Strange's first lesson was don't be a selfish dick. Similar, but different.
No, he had to give up control when he gave the time stone to Thanos. He had to trust that everybody else would do exactly what they needed to do, including Tony and Nat deciding to sacrifice themselves.
Well, their Doctor Strange didn't do that. See, they used the Book of Ashanti to kill Thanos, so maybe that's what makes ours different.
You're not like them.
Why doesn't Professor X just read his mind?
Well, he might have suggested that, but an alarm goes off.
Security breach. No shit, genius.
So everybody but Professor X and Mordo go to fight Wanda. Charles tells him what to do if he escapes, and Mordo's like, we can't trust him. But Professor X says they can.
Well, I am psychic, you know.
In the lobby, Wanda kills the Ultron box with no problem, but is confronted by Reed Richards. He's supposed to be the smartest man in the universe, but he tells her exactly how Black Bolt's powers work, so she seals his mouth shut, and he stupidly mumbles, causing his head to explode. And he dies.
But we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned.
And then she turns Reed into spaghetti. Maybe it's been a while since she's had Italian.
That blood?
Spaghetti sauce. Don't ask.
But then she takes out Captain Marvel with a statue.
You cheated.
And chops Captain Carter in half with her own shield. Right after she says,
Oh, I could do this all day.
But that's Steve's thing. It had nothing to do with him being Cap.
well, she might have picked it up from him.
Why? He wasn't important to the war until he took the serum. If they give the serum to Peggy, there's no reason for her to even meet Steve.
Shut up. So back with Dr. Strange and Mordo, they can hear all that shit that's happening. So Mordo decides that only his vote counts and attacks Strange, giving him the chance to escape. Christine's trying to break America out of her fish tank when she's able to partially use her power, even with the restraining bolt still on. Then Professor X shows up and gets into Wanda's mind. He finds the other Wanda trapped and tries to pull her out, but evil Wanda overpowers him, and he dies. But it gave Christine and America just enough time to run away, and they run into Steven. And he's like, we need to find the Book of Ashanti. And Christine's like, no, I still don't trust you, even with an evil witch trying to kill us. And once again, someone assumes that because their Doctor Strange was a controlling dick, that all of them are controlling dicks.
But I thought the thing about the multiverse was that there's infinite possibilities.
Plus an alligator, which I'm heartbroken to report I didn't even find. Well, that's strange.
Yeah, it seems like the person they put in charge of all this multiverse crap kind of forgot about that.
But this whole story is like that. The Stevens he hears about are basically the same. They just have little changes.
They're similar, but they're not identical.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard.
But anyway, America convinces her that this is their only chance. So they stood around debating this for Wanda to be just slightly behind them, and she keeps blowing through the doors. And once they get to another door, once it's shut, they just stand around and wait for her to attack.
It's stopped.
Why?
Well, it's like an Uber blast door, but it doesn't matter because she just shows up on the other side of it. So Doctor Strange causes a flood, and they get to the lock. Apparently, their Strange was given the exact same watch, and he used it as a key, so only he would know the way in. And they end up where America and Ponytail Strange were in the dream. It's a place between universes, but this time, they get to the book way easier. And when he's about to use it, Wanda shows up and burns the book. Then America's powers start working, and Wanda sends Steven and Christine through the portal. She makes America find the main timeline, and shows her through the portal. Steven and Christine are in this world that's been totally destroyed, but still hope that there's a Doctor Strange there. And when they get to the sanctum, they see him through a window. Steven goes up and meets himself, and has to get him to trust him by telling him a story about how their sister died. But you would think that in other universes they would have different stories, or she could have possibly lived. But he sees that this vampire-looking Steven has the Darkhold, and is like, do you mind if I use that? It's not like every story he's ever heard about people using that book has ended up horrible or anything.
It corrupts everything and everyone that it touches.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
But this Doctor Strange is obsessed with Christine, and has traveled the multiverse killing any Strange that didn't end up with her. Which was all of them. He also has a super-duper, supernatural third eye.
I really should put the warnings before this, though.
He's all, I'll trade you the book for Christine. And Steven's like, nah. And they have a music fight.
A music fight?
Yeah, they kind of just throw music at each other until evil Steven gets thrown out a window. So he reads the Darkhold to figure out how to dreamwalk into his own universe, and Christine walks in and is all like, typical. But she doesn't have any better ideas, so they just kind of go with it. He dreamwalks into Ponytail Strange's dead body and portals himself to the mountain. He then uses souls of the damned that are trying to drag him to hell to fly up to where Wanda is sucking America's power out. Well, one of the big monsters is about to kill Steven, but Wong's able to spear him through the head just in time. He has the souls attack Wanda, and they trap her in a magic bubble. Wong tells Strange to kill America and take her power, but instead, he frees her and gives her an inspirational speech.
You can do it!
And now, she can use her powers perfectly.
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah!
Well, Wanda decides to fight back, but America pulled a sneaky and opened a portal to the universe that they were just in. And it does not go well.
Be careful what you wish for.
First, the kids see her strangling America, and then she attacks their mom, so they start throwing shit at her. Then they start crying, and she realizes that she's freaking them out. So they run to their real mom, and she is extremely compassionate, considering she's probably wanted for the murder of this universe's best heroes.
Do you think they know it's my fault?
So evil Wanda goes back to the temple and collapses it on herself. So Wong and America escape, so America goes to get Steven and Christine, and we find out that Wanda destroyed every Darkhold. Dr. Strange tells Christine that every one of him loves every one of her, but he's kind of a chicken shit. Steven also finally respects Wong as the Sorcerer Supreme. He admits that he's not happy, and finds out that Wong is grateful that he has this life, and not one of the others.
So that recurring nightmare where I'm running naked from a clown.
Somewhere out there.
And then America starts training at Kamar-Taj.
Wait, didn't you want to go find her mom's?
Yeah, but Dr. Strange was able to find the right universe using the Darkhold, so maybe she needs to figure out where they are first. And then when Dr. Strange goes back to New York, all of a sudden, he gets a super duper supernatural third eye. And then this chick shows up out of nowhere and says that he needs to come with her to fix an incursion. And he's like, okay, and just goes with her.
So did he cause the incursion by dreamwalking? Or by just going into other universes? Or was it the spell where he brought a whole bunch of people into his own universe?
Yes.
But I do want to ask you something.
Fate of the multiverse may depend on it.
I always suspected this day would come.
It's ancient custom.
Come on, it's not permanent.
My magic can only take us so far.
So I'll give you what you want.
Prove it.
She did the right thing.
Smart kid.
Fuck yeah! So lick my blood and suck on my bones.
It's over!